Marcus, before last week, y'all had done a really good job preventing those explosive plays. What do you think y'all have gotten maybe better at eliminating those for the most part this year?
We just practice it in practice. Yeah, we just got to do our job. Then that's how you prevent the big plays. We just focus on the explosive and taking those away. So that's just the emphasis for us, really.
Does some of the continuity you guys have in the secondary play a part in that too, just like with communication and all that stuff?
Yeah, just being able to know where your other person's at, knowing where the corner's at, knowing where the safety's at, kind of helps you with that. So, and also the play calls that we have, take away those explosive plays.
Sean said to y'all after the game, you can't get it back. It is what it is. But make sure you learn something from this
right.
Now that you've watched film and had time to marinate on it. What is some of those things for you?
I mean, last week it is what it is. We're moving forward to this week. You just gotta just focus on not letting explosive plays go over our head and not giving up the explosive, and that's just what we got to do coming into this week.
Was there a single factor or something that led to those happening this week that hadn't happened in the first three?
Last week is last week. We moving on to this week, and we just gonna get better this week and perform.
Are there any challenges with their quarterback, just some of that playground stuff that he does?
Yeah, he gets out, he scrambles. We contain him, keep him in the pocket and make him make those hard throws, and we cover him, lock him up.
When you're someone in the secondary when you're facing a quarterback who's going to improvise, extending plays,
right.
What are some of the things that you have to, as a secondary, focus on when you have to face a quarterback?
Just do our job. If we do our job, take it one play at a time, we'll eliminate everything the quarterback does. Contain the quarterback, keep him in the pocket, and lock up the receivers. That's all it takes.
Does McLaurin do well, in your opinion, Terry McLaurin?
I mean, he's a quarterback. I mean, he could throw.
The receiver.
You McLaurin. I thought you said whatever his name is. I don't know their names. I mean, he catches the ball. Shoot, I'm just barely starting to watch film right now. But you see, he's a playmaker. He goes against the ball. He runs the deep routes, and he after the catch is pretty good too.
Use the jersey number next time.
Yeah, my bad.
Sure, use the jersey number.
Hey, how do you look at how does sack numbers necessarily or not necessarily relate to the amount of pressure that the defense is succeeding in getting on a quarterback? And is that anything that
you said sack numbers?
Yeah, like the number of sacks. Is that necessarily indicative of how successful a defense is in getting pressure on a quarterback or making him feel uncomfortable?
I mean, when you pressure the quarterback and he's having to throw the ball off his back foot and the DBs are getting interceptions, I think that plays a big factor. I mean, you may not always get the sack, but you see the balls on the ground, which means they're getting pressure on the quarterback. If you disrupt the quarterback, it's going to be hard for him to make the plays that he wants to make.
Yeah, and what are the other factors that you think have gone into the relatively low number of sacks the Saints defense has so far? Is it playing a lot of mobile quarterbacks like Rodgers and Jones, or they just getting the ball out quick? Or
Sure, I really couldn't tell you. I mean, I just know that we do our job, and if we get to the quarterback, we do. But it could be a cover sack. It could be them throwing the ball away. But I mean, it's just how the game rolls.